I am here in Australia right now filming this video, and you will wonder because I posted some pictures of my Australian holidays on my Instagram and you think that I'm enjoying life. While it is a really good experience, I think you must understand the difference between an ideal and reality, because you may be interested how is a life of a finance YouTuber like. And if you have similar experiences to share, whether it is for work or it is for holiday or vacation, or maybe like a digital nomad life, come over at our over 10,000 members Telegram group at HoneyMoneySG to really join like-minded people who are hustling through this. Let's start with the first point of flexibility of time and space. The very fact that I could be on this location and filming this video would tell you that I'm not stuck in a day job in the office. And some of you aspire a lifestyle like that, being out of office and then going anywhere you want, anytime you want, which makes it very easy for miles redemption tickets, because now you can go on any dates. You don't have to be limited by your company's time, your company's schedule and all that. And people usually term that as work-life balance, because now you can plan any holidays during any periods. But you see, the reality of being a YouTuber is that while you are able to travel anywhere, anytime, you are also able to work anywhere, anytime, which also means you are working almost 50% of the time while you are overseas as well. You can't be 100% fully committed into anything, even a vacation, because the business still needs to be run, the videos still have to be made, the clients still have to be replied, the projects still have to go on, unless you're full out retired and then you don't do anything, but deadlines are still there. So while you may be sitting behind the computer screen and looking through your phone at me and you envy my life, you haven't seen how hard I work at airports, at hotels, at countrysides with limited internet connectivity, and then trying to connect to the Wi-Fi so that I could reply to emails and post a video. And I believe that everyone has a favorite time to function at maximum productivity. For me, it's when everybody goes to sleep. That's where I have a quiet environment to fully focus on what I need to do for the day. And this is what usually happens. Maybe some of you will prefer a daily work-life kind of thing, whereby you enter office at 8 AM and then you switch off after 5 PM and then you just go on doing your own things. But my own view is that I prefer to have the flexibility and time of working for myself and working on my own projects, which I could choose. Therefore, there are some clients which may not be really good to work with or partner with. I could turn down these projects, and then those clients who can collaborate better with me, I will have more engagement with them. But that being said, being a full-time content creator, YouTuber, or business entrepreneur, whatever you call it, requires a high level of discipline, because no one is going to tell you what to do. You are going to decide your own schedule, which also means if you're a lazy person by nature, all this work will definitely not be done, especially when you are enjoying your holidays. So that is something that you have to keep in mind if you are into this kind of flexible time and space schedule. It doesn't mean there's no work to do. It just means that you have more flexibility in choosing where and when you want to do your work. And speaking about the flexibility of working at whatever time and wherever you want, I think one of the good reasons that could keep this hustle going on is because of good clients. And one such good client is the sponsor of today. If you can only afford 100 Singapore dollars every month to invest, chances are you cannot even afford to buy one share of your favorite US stock like Apple or Microsoft. But today, I will share with you how you can invest smarter with Momo SG. Because with Momo fractional trading, you can own any top traded US stocks from just $5 US. The minimum order size for fractional trading is 0.001 shares, or a minimum buy order amount of $5 US. And that means with just $100 US, you may purchase 0.55 fractional shares of Apple at $180 US a share. With a lower starting capital, fractional shares make it easier to build a more diversified portfolio, making it more accessible to individual investors. If you're a new customer, you can receive a starter kit up to 680 Singapore dollars, comprising of cash coupons, stock slice bundle, and 30 days guaranteed returns of 5.8% per annum on Momo Cash Plus. The stock slice bundle consists of 5 fractional shares, including Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, C Limited, and NIO. For those who deposit 3,000 Singapore dollars and perform 3 buy trades, you'll be able to unlock one stock bundle worth about 70 Singapore dollars. And if you're willing to deposit 10,000 Singapore dollars and perform up to 8 buy trades, you will unlock additional 3 times stock bundle worth 210 Singapore dollars. So wait no more, use my referral link down below or scan this QR code right here to get your Momo SG Universal account today. Moving on to the second point, let's talk about popularity and fame. which some of you may not have that experience. Now you think of a YouTuber, a content creator like an influencer, right? They go to events, they get free stuff, they get sponsored for everything, they don't have to pay for everything, they get a lot of gifts, and everywhere they go, they will be swarmed by love and people taking photographs of them, with them, whatever. And you may envy the kind of attention that we are getting while doing things that we love. But here is the reality behind this. It is partially true that we do get invited to events and sometimes we receive free stuff from our partners, our clients and all that. But in the business world, when you receive such free stuff or you go to such events, it's because they need your exposure down there to attract more attention to their own services or products. So you're also paying them back something in return. Like if you post a picture or story of your mooncakes showing how good they are, it's a good attention marketing and to increase exposure. And while you all see the good parts of having the positive attention, it also comes in the other direction as well, which is all the negativity and online hates. Now when you put yourself in public, you're going to gather opinions of both sides, whether those that support you or those that don't support you. It's fine if those people do not support you, but it gets a little bit nasty when some people just make bad comments and outright attack you on public. So you do lose a little bit of your own privacy if you're a really private person, you are really introvert, you do not like other people peeking into your lives, but now you're put out on screen, on public, on online forums, and everyone is criticizing what you do. That is not something that everyone are able to accept. You see, this is my own view of popularity and fame. I feel that I'm no different from you who is watching behind a mobile phone or computer screen. It's just that I have this job and I'm putting my content online to show what I know, or maybe I want to entertain you. And I acknowledge the fact that some of you may have even more knowledge than myself or even other content creators within the finance space. And I know that because I've seen people in my Telegram group, people on online forums knowing so much more than I do. But it's just that they prefer not to be in the limelight, they prefer not to show their face online because they value their own privacy and they just want to have that little bit of knowledge in them. But I guess the difference between us and these experts is that we put ourselves up online, we are open to online criticism, and at the same time, it does come with more responsibility and scrutiny because now everyone is able to criticize your plan and you may not be very comfortable with it. But in the long term, if you want to do this for a sustainable future, you should be willing to accept opinions from other people, even from the opposite camp, even if they may be rude to you, and see how you can improve. And you have to acknowledge that you cannot force everyone to really like you, because if there are people that like you, there will always be people that hate you. Now, the third point I'm going to talk about is that YouTuber content creation is an easy job. All you have to do is just film yourself talking about your life and all that content. You see, that's the ideal situation that most of you think of content creators, right? Just take a mobile phone, film yourself, and then just let everyone know about your private life and your social opinions. That's about it. So simple, I also can do. Then the question is, why you don't do? The reality is that it takes a certain charisma to really connect with the audience. Because if I was speaking in a monotonous voice like this, and most of you would probably tune out and not watch the rest of the video anymore. It's not about just knowing your own content, because the delivery, the execution, and everything that you see after production, all these are just technical skills that you have to pick up. It's not as easy as just shooting a TikTok video or posting an Instagram story and then just put a record, start and stop. No, there's so much more work behind that, including marketing, client management, logistics, accounting and finance and whatnot. You see, before starting YouTube and I was watching YouTube videos of other people, I also thought it was easy because I thought I was a relatively good speaker during my work in my previous company doing presentations. But now that if you're trying to speak in front of the camera, it makes things so much different. Imagine here I am filming and recording myself, and then there are so many people walking around. How are you going to cut all these distractions and all the judgments that you feel are in your head? Think about it. And I was definitely not the only one who started a YouTube channel in 2021. There are so many others, but look at how many of them are still doing it right now, even after COVID. So if you think you really have what it takes, I strongly encourage you to just try it out, post 100 quality videos, and then you come and tell me whether it is easy job or not. Of course, I must acknowledge that YouTube or content creation is not the only side hustles. In fact, I have tried out several other side hustles in my previous video right here, where I could show you what are the experience and maybe some bonus ideas.